G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. Well, I got to tell you, I do feel a lot better. After today's press conference with Mike Tomlin, I feel much better for a few reasons. And this video is going to be a little bit of fun. First of all, TJ Watt will only be out 6 weeks, and that is according to Adam Schefter, right? And there's other sources out there, but he's the main bloke I want to bring up. Doctors determined this afternoon that Steelers linebacker TJ Watt does not need surgery on his torn pectoral, and now he's expected to miss about 6 weeks per source. And in another tweet, TJ Watt did the old Terminator, "I'll be back." So hopefully it's just a bruise or something like that. Get some rehab and have 6 weeks off and come back healthy and ready to play after around the bye time. So that is fantastic news. I can now start to enjoy the win, which is awesome. The Steelers are 1-0. Yes, the offense looks shaky. Yes, the O-line wasn't the best, right? The running backs couldn't go anywhere. But I still feel pretty confident in this team. I feel confident in the defense. And hopefully Malik Reed can step up in TJ's absence. And then Highsmith is playing unbelievable. Highsmith got 3 sacks the other day. 3 sacks. So that is good news. In other news too, Tomlin talked about Najee Harris and saying how he's going day to day. So will Najee Harris be available for Sunday? Well, another good Tomlinism came out of nowhere. Tomlin was asked on Tuesday if Warren has showed enough to earn a bigger role in the offense, especially if Najee Harris' role is limited for Sunday's game against the Patriots after he suffered a foot injury in last Sunday's win over the Bengals. And straight away, quick fire, Tomlin had this to say, and this is hilarious. He didn't urinate down his leg. I love that, man. You got to love the man. Mike Tomlin is a wordsmith. He's a genius. He comes up with these things just off the cuff and pretty much saying you didn't urinate down your leg means you didn't piss on yourself. You didn't do anything stupid. You didn't do anything dumb. You went out there and played football and you played quite well. Now, I do have the article linked from CBS, so we have a look at this, right? He goes on to say, you didn't urinate down his leg. Tomlin said, while cracking a smile, that's a great place to begin. And that's capable of happening for a young guy, but I think that's been indicative of him throughout his process. And that's why he's gone from being undrafted guy to a guy that's carving out a role for himself, because it at no step in team development did he show that circumstances were too big for him. He was competitive, and he's being competitive, and he wasn't Sunday. So that's good for him, and that's also good for us. Now, back to this. He didn't urinate down his leg. We have a saying here in Australia. It's pretty much similar. It's called pissing in the wind. You know what I'm saying? If say, for instance, you have 2 mates together, and they're both competitive. And one guy's like, you want to verse me on one-on-one basketball? And the other bloke's like, mate, you're pissing in the wind. You're pissing in the wind. You're not going to beat me. There's no way you beat me. Pretty much means when you piss in the wind, the wrong direction, you get covered in piss, you're all over yourself, right? You're done. So I wanted to bring up a few slides, right? A few slides I found on Urban Dictionary. And I'm pretty sure it's an Australian term. Pissing in the wind. To have something backfire to the point where you're embarrassed and humiliated. To do something that ends up going nowhere, or worst case scenario, ends up being a step backwards in the wrong direction. So pretty much you're pissing in the wind. You've got no chance. No chance. Okay. The next one's quite funny as well. To piss in the wind, a very bad idea, unless you enjoyed being covered in your own piss. All right. Hopefully I can say this word on YouTube and I don't get banned. I was too lazy to find a better spot. Tried to piss in the wind. Damn, that was a mistake. Right? That to me is funny, right? The next one. Pissing in the wind. Undertaking a task in such a way to make an undesirable consequence to yourself likely, while avoiding those consequences would have easily been achieved by a simple change in direction or approach. Pissing downwind instead. Dang, Jake, you're pissing in the wind telling the boss you're too hungover. Just call in sick. Now, I have the best example for the week 1 NFL for pissing into the wind. In yesterday's game, um, Seahawks versus Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett made the utmost worst decision I have ever seen. And this is backed up by Adam Schefter tweeted this today, backing up what I just said, how he's pissed in the wind. Addressing his decision to attempt a game-winning 64-yard field goal last night, Broncos head coach Nathaniel Hackett just told reporters, looking back at it, we definitely shouldn't have gone for it. That is a clear most example of pissing into the wind. Now, I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny from the Tomlin comments about what you didn't urinate down his leg. Like I think that's funny, right? And it reminded me of that slang, that Aussie slang we have here. And in a big nutshell, don't attempt a 64-yarder. Don't attempt it. What the call was awful. The call was so awful. If you guys saw that game, it was Russell Wilson was 4th and 5. You had a chance to get a first down. You put the ball in Russell Wilson's hands and you try and get a first down. You have 2 timeouts, and then you time out. Then maybe you try and get some more yards. You had plenty of time, but you send your kicker out there to attempt a 64-yard field goal, which in Australian language is like 59 meters, but it's all relative. It's all the same distance. And you missed the first field goal, showing that it was going to go wide left anyway, right? Was the dumbest choice I think I saw in all week one. And it was definitely pissing into the wind.